Hello, everybody. A fellow YouTuber recently wrote as a reply to my comment that we are in a great oppression. All right, based on this, let me take you through hell and back again. And then we will talk about this. It's about Christianity, religion, spirituality, and murder. Okay. Well, who are we and under which oppression are we? See, mankind is waking up to a truth, and each individual is waking up to a truth. You woke up this morning, and the more you know, the more you open your eyes. And for mankind, certain biological developments and psychological developments are very new, and for humanity, certain cultural developments are very new and young and still having hiccups and problems. I am talking about consciousness, about the prefrontal cortex, about mirror neurons, about empathy, about moral codes, about ethics, and about the idea of humanity, about human rights, equal rights, stuff like that. Okay? I'm talking about philosophy, humanitarianism. And when we consider that chimpanzees are the most violent animals, they are our closest relatives. And that is because these don't have any moral codes, don't know ethics, no philosophies. And we see the shadow of that comes with intelligence. The rest of the animal kingdom will use violence only in competition and to survival, and all in the name of life itself, not for the sake of being violent or something like that, all right? So all the animals subscribe to competition. We compete about territory, we compete about sex, we compete about food, and a deer will subscribe to run away when the predator comes and want to eat it. If it does not subscribe and say, I'm too proud to run away, or I want to fight the predator with my own force, it can do that, but then it's dead. Okay? So the violence in the animal kingdom is understandable in some way, or you know what I'm saying, okay? I don't want to make an animal documentary today. But chimpanzees, they show us all the dead sins like envy, hate, organized Marvin, which means mobbing. So groups go against individuals, and sadism, all the negative human traits. And that is because, a human being that has all the reptile brain that is already proved millions of years and adds intelligence to it without emotional intelligence. If you take away the emotional intelligence and ethics and moral and philosophy and understanding and empathy, all these things, if you put these away, compassion, forgiveness, you will have something that is worse than any animal. All right? All right. Now, these things are very new in evolution. prefrontal cortex. I told you the consciousness, the self-realization, okay? And the ability to be strategic, the ability to exploit something, to trick something, to be manipulative, to be greedy, to be envious, to be, all these things coming with intelligence. All the things that are a burden to mankind, actually, in some way. Now, let's see. All over the world, mankind is waking up to a very violent history. Okay, no matter in which country you go, no matter what kind of political system there is, no matter the history, each country has a very violent history. Almost every country. And they're waking up and they just say, all right, now here we are. No matter how we came here, now let's make the best of it. And now we put over this, a shameful history in many cases, and I'm German, I know what I'm talking about. We put over all this something that we say, all right, now we know better. Now we are, in the name of humanity. Now we follow the moral code. And now we live like Christians, Yet all our history, all the past, and in many cases the present also speaks a different language. So what is happening? Let's go to America for a second, okay? It's very influential, as you know, and a lot of people, a lot of countries follow that role model of America. Let's look at that history of America, okay? I said it before. It happened in the time of colonialization, also from a lot of Europeans. They took slaves from Africa, all right? And then in America was discovered and violently taken away from the Native Americans, okay? Also with the help of the melanated population that has been taken as slaves at some time. So the slaves of another country had to do the dirty work to help to take away the country from native indigenous population, all right? And then once it's established, they say, okay, now we are peaceful. Now we make peace within our country and everywhere else in the world. But what do you think? How does it feel for a former slave, so, for the melanated population, or for a Native American to read things like E pluribus unum, which means out of many one, or the land of infinite opportunity, or the land of plenty? This has got a lot of irony, right? But if we think in the best way possible, so we say there is people who take responsibility for all of this. They say, all right, we did that. We took slaves from Africa. We took America from the Native Americans violently, and now they are in reservations. There is no more free living native population in America. It's not there. But now we are peaceful, and it is for a greater good, all right? This could be an argumentation. But then you have to ask yourself, how successful has this concept been? And how long will it go on like that? But this also goes in a little bit different direction than where I want to go. And, when you think about Vietnam War, why is it necessary that GIs fly into another country and kill mothers of children there and leave the children crying in the jungle without a mother, with nobody around. And if it's not necessary, then why do you do it unnecessarily? All right? And I'm not want to point my finger on exactly this. Again, in Germany, we have a very dark history, as you know. And again, very many countries have this kind of history. It's just mankind's history is very violent and brutal. Okay. Now let's come back from this journey through hell and back again. Who are we who are in oppression? Are we people who want to live violent free without force, but in love and forgiveness, and not being remotely controlled by institutions? So we don't want institutionalized spiritualism, which is called religion. Is that who we are? So the oppression means that there are institutions that made or want to make us do all these things. Because the things, the crimes that I just said, they have all been committed by Christians. So if you ask them, what is your religion? You know, whether it was in Germany, the Holocaust, or whether it is Vietnam, or whether it is the American army taking the country away from the Native Americans. These are all Christians, okay? So they follow God and Jesus, yet they kill mothers and children, all right? So I'm asking you now, who are we? And what is that oppression that we are under? Because I don't know, I don't even know whether we are Christians or whether we want to be Christian, or what is the point in being Christian if they do all these things, right? I think it's a hard question, I think, and I don't have any answers to it. No, you know, I just can say simplification for me is often helpful, and to say no matter anything that things I said, I just know that the idea of Jesus Christ is appealing to me, and I can identify with the person that is treated bad because of his innocence and because the person is refusing to use violence. All right? Yeah, I just want to put out a question this time. That's it. Peace, love, and unity.